Halloween is just around the corner, and your local Wendy's restaurants at Channel 5 have teamed up to help your children have a safe and enjoyable Halloween evening.
That's right. If you have children, we're inviting you to stop by any of your local Wendy's restaurants and pick up one of these useful bags.
They're absolutely free, and you can use them for trick-or-treating or stuff them with paper for a great Halloween decoration.
The bags are plastic, strong, and waterproof, and best of all, they hold lots of treats.
So join Channel 5 and Wendy's and have a safe and happy Halloween.
Sammy says goodbye to an old flame. Next time on Cheers.
Hi.
Wow.
And says hello to her daughter.
Isn't that obvious?
I think it was the drooling that gave you away.
Any chance he'll listen to that little voice of reason?
I do hear this little voice, but it's not coming from the direction of my brain.
Can Sammy pull off this mother-daughter tag team event? Next time on Cheers.
Thursday at 6:30 on Channel 5. You're watching Channel 5.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin tonight with The Process, the new Washington code words for all that went wrong with the way Clarence Thomas was confirmed to the Supreme Court. President Bush said today that what should have been a confidential investigation was turned into a circus, and he spelled out his proposals for how the process should be reformed. Congress thinks otherwise. The Democratic leader in the debate today was Senator Patrick Leahy. The administration, he said, smeared Anita Hill and now wants to tamper with the Constitution. First from the White House, ABC's Britt Hugh.
The president said he is speaking out because the Hill-Thomas hearings proved something has gone wrong with the congressional process for considering presidential nominees.
Some people have tried to drag public debate to a new low, searching openly for dirt, any dirt, without regard to people's rights to privacy, sometimes without concern for the facts.
The president told an audience of executive branch officials assembled on short notice that he was speaking in a spirit of constructive criticism. But Congress doesn't care much for being told how to run its business, which was just what the president was doing.
The Senate should appoint immediately a special counsel to find out who leaked what and for what reasons.
The special investigation, he said, should be only about the Hill-Thomas leaks and should be done by the end of the year. And he said there should be a permanent mechanism for probing such leaks. In the meantime, he said he will exercise his authority to restrict to members only access to FBI information.
The members will read the reports immediately in the presence of the agent and then return them. No FBI reports will stay on Capitol Hill.
Finally, the proposal Congress may like least of Mr. Bush's ideas, but could find it politically the most difficult to resist.
Congress ought to follow the same laws that it imposes on everyone else. More than a dozen laws apply to the executive branch, but not to Congress.
Those laws include the ones against discrimination and sexual harassment. Mr. Bush says they should be made to apply to Congress by the end of this year. Nobody here expects that to happen, but if it doesn't, the campaigning president is likely to remind Congress about it next year. Britt Hume, ABC News, the White House.
Today, the Senate did vote to name an outside counsel to investigate the Anita Hill leak and some other leaks as well. Because just as the confirmation process was a very political affair, so are the recriminations on Capitol Hill. Here's ABC's Cokie Roberts.
One Democrat was ready with an angry reply to the president.
I think the only thing that really needs reforming is the administration's cynical approach to the Supreme Court.
Leahy charged that the hearings were hostile because the president's judicial appointments were ideologically motivated. And Democrats had already put forward their own proposal to appoint a special counsel to look into the leak of Anita Hill's allegations against Clarence Thomas, a leak that is assumed to have come from a Democrat. But the counsel would also investigate leaks from the Ethics Committee about senators involved with the Keating savings and loan scandal, assumed to have come from Republicans. And Republicans said that was muddying the waters.
Mr. President, that one witch hunt in the Senate at a time is enough.
The Democratic leader again cried politics.
Because if my colleagues shared the concern about leaks, they'd be concerned about more than one leak.
After the majority leader's plan to investigate 2 leaks carried, he called the president's criticism of Congress yet another political exercise.
He is clearly attempting to divert the attention of the American people away from the real concerns of the American people by attacking Congress.
But Democrats worry those attacks could hit their political mark at a time when polls show increasing voter dissatisfaction with Congress. Cokie Roberts, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
The most influential member of Congress on the issue of taxes threw cold water today on the possibility of a tax cut this year. Congressman Dan Rostenkowski, who was chairman of the committee that writes tax legislation in the House, says economists have told him that changing the tax code right now could be very dangerous, and so he plans to go slowly. In a moment, a Michigan doctor who believes in the right to die helps 2 more women commit suicide. We will put this question of doctors helping their patients to die on the American agenda tonight. The voters in Washington state will soon be heard. And also tonight, the hard facts of life in small-town Japan.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth.
We want to show you what an American car company can do when we put our minds to it. In 1989, this Dodge Viper was just a concept. In January, it'll be rolling off an assembly line in Detroit, Michigan. Nobody in the country ever developed a car that fast. From now on, every new car Chrysler makes is going to be built the way this one was. And that's by a team. Product and manufacturing engineers, designers, finance guys, and marketers.